Every year, my partner Gina and I would take some time off from work and travel to Europe. We loved to spend time there, but time would fly by too quickly and it seemed there was never enough of it to do what we wanted. While staying in France, we started talking about a better way to travel. By boat, we could go at our own pace without worrying about costly hotel rooms and plane tickets. We even considered buying a boat there and sailing back home to Canada. It was a great dream, but we could neither afford the boat or the time away from work and had very little sailing experience. Buy or build? There's a lot of different kind of boats out there and different hull configurations. But what would be best for cruising? We read lots of books on different designs for cruising and decided we wanted to build in steel, but that only narrowed the search down a little. After much searching and deciding, a Bruce Roberts 43 Mark II was to be our boat. Next was to find a place to build the boat. The house we found had been started but needed finishing. We also needed to get tons of tools. The first day of the boat building adventure. Before the concrete was poured, we made rows of pipe inset into it for the frames of the tent. First, the lines on the blueprints need to be transferred to the plate. To maximize efficiency and minimize the loss of plate, the frame halves need to be positioned to cover as much of the plate as possible. Using a center punch, we tap the patterns through the blueprint onto the steel. Plasma cutting sure is cool. It gives you a sense of power like maybe Superman. But something was wrong. When we laid the plans onto the plywood copies, they didn't match. We'd cut them the wrong size. We soon knew what had happened. The first day we were punching the prints to the plate, it had been raining a lot. You can hear the rain pouring in the background. This had caused the blueprint to grow slightly. Then when the sun came out the next day, it shrunk back to normal. Well, all of the frames punched on the rainy day need to be fixed. The welding began before we could afford a big welder, but we just couldn't wait. We noticed that as the weld length increased, the plate pulled in excessively to the point that it overlapped. After some more reading, Gina found out that staggering the welds on the both sides would stop the curling problem. The strongback will support the boat and ensure an even surface to build on. Its construction was easy, but getting it level was difficult. Now we're ready to add the radius and side framing to each web frame. Another welding lesson was about to be taught to us. As the welds cooled, the frame would pull in and fall out of alignment. We tried pinning them down, but a shrinking weld is pretty powerful. So Gina began the next frame by tacking first and letting it cool. This worked most of the time. Once we finished the first frame, the rest followed easily and quickly. With the frame standing, the sheer size of the boat became evident. It was exciting to see the shape appear before our eyes. This boat building can be a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, there's always the satisfaction of seeing what has been created. Join us in episode 2, where the hull becomes even more defined by the addition of half frames and stringers between the frames. Then we serve up some plate. Until then, I'm Sandra Sims, bidding fair winds to all.